Todd Nicholas, Career Counselor here at Career Partners International, Buffalo, Niagara. One thing I wanted to talk about is our newest class, our newest offering, which I helped develop about 6 months ago in reaction to some of the newer things we're seeing going on in terms of candidates marketing themselves. Certainly, I'm a firm believer that the two-page corporate resume is the resume you submit as you apply to jobs because a lot of time the scoring software scores those resumes the highest. And certainly you want to be cutting too much out of your resume when you're submitting it to the software. You want to make sure you have as many of the keywords in there as possible to match with the job. And of course, I'm a firm believer in customizing your resume to match each job as well. So make sure that you're looking at the job description and the words and phrases that they use are reflected in your resume so that it will score higher on software. But that's what we call our primary resume here. We also believe and have started teaching about supplemental resume formats. This is not in lieu of or an alternative to your corporate resume, but basically additional marketing materials that are pretty eye-catching and make you look like you're kind of ahead of the curve, that you are certainly up with technology, and that you have created a great brand for yourself. The first of these is, and I'll just hold these up here just to give you a brief idea what they look like. There's 3 documents we go over in the class. There's 3 documents that we go over in the class. The first one is what's called a networking profile. It's a 1-page. You can see it's got the picture on there and some key things from your resume, but the real important thing are the 3 things down here, which are your target roles, target industries, and target companies. So the purpose of this document is really an addition to your resume, first of all, obviously, and also it becomes talking points when you're in a networking meeting. You know, here's some of the target companies and roles I'm interested in. If they know someone or have a way that they can help them, this helps them to help you. So this is the first document I go over in the class. The second document is basically a 1-page color corporate resume. This is really the 1-page version of your 2-page resume. It's set up in somewhat similar format. Generally, it only covers the last 10 years. So how do I get it from 2 pages down to 1? One of the ways is I say only the last 10 years of your career, as well as we get rid of things like training, things like community involvement, all of those types of things. Really, it's just your summary, your education, and then your most recent experience goes over here on the left. Again, it's a nice piece of eye candy. I recommend that this is included in your leave behind package when you go out and interview, and that this is also in there with your primary resume, something more, again, more eye-catching. The third resume is actually, I think, the one that is the biggest differentiator, and this is something called a infographic resume. You'll see that there's some graphics on here. It's really the opposite of a standard corporate resume in almost every way, which is why I think it has so much power. There's several companies that you can go to that have these great templates for infographic resumes. The one that I teach in the class and recommend is a company called Vengage.com, Vennngage. They have several resume templates where you just put in your information and it looks fabulous. It includes graphics and charts and things like that that, again, make you look like you're ahead of the other candidates. So this is just an outline example of what one of these would look like, and I put this right up in front in my leave behind package because this is really eye-catching and really becomes a great conversation point in the interview as the interviewer takes a look at this. So it shows something that you have that a lot of candidates don't have. So it's just about differentiation. It's about making your brand better than everyone else's, and that's why we started teaching this class about 6 months ago, and it's really become a really popular attraction at our facility.